Well, this is the video for June the 21st, 2017, and it's titled The Boy Who Cried Wolf and the GCR. Many may remember the Aesop fable, The Boy Who Cried Wolf. It's a story I was told as a young boy. Well, this is a post I made back in 2012. Quote, Tony Ingoglia with Ron. What's happening in the 2012 awakening? Wednesday, November 21st, 2012 at 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Mary Horgan Center, 473 Thomas Drive, Melbourne, Florida, end quote. One of the things we spoke about in that event was the global currency reset that would give ordinary people the means to uplift humanity, taking control away from the elite establishment that has run roughshod over human rights for decades, if not centuries and millennia. I continued to promote this when nothing happened in 2011, 2012, 2013, etc. 2017 is just about half over, and there are still those saying the GCR will happen any day now. Is that faith or insanity? Before I even get into the topic that I just read the blurb about, someone made a not very nice comment about the blemishes on my face. And yes, I cover them up with makeup as best I can, but something is making my face break out, and I'm trying to various things to control it, including squeezing everything and getting all the blood and pus and everything else out of these blotches that are showing up on my nose and forehead for the most part, and a little bit up in this area too. And I'd like to be able to have the kind of complexion that I had at one time in my life that I didn't have to fight all the time. But and for somebody that puts his face out there all the time, I mean, that's not something that I like to put my best face forward, but my best face is my face that's covered up, not the real one. Anyway, back to the subject. I was also planning on making a video, or hoping to make a video with Christopher Timms today, but he has other commitments that he has to take care of. And so I don't know when that's going to happen. Hopefully it'll happen by the end of the week, but I'm not sure exactly what date it'll be. In any case, this is the video for the first day of summer, I guess the first day of winter in the southern hemisphere. It's the longest day of the year here in the northern hemisphere, the shortest day of the year on the other side of the world, of the globe, like I have sitting behind me there. It ain't flat, folks. I don't know where that story came from, but I've looked into it and tried to give it consideration. I don't believe it. But there's a lot going on in the world. I just finished watching I was going to say David Icke, but it wasn't David Icke. It's David Wilcock video. And it's very good, and I recommend that you listen to it. He puts a lot of things in perspective that I'm glad that I listened to that. It will probably change some of the tone of this video, which I had written a blurb to some hours ago now. But in any case, things that I thought were going to happen a long time ago have been delayed and delayed and delayed. And as David Wilcock said, the cabal is actually falling apart. That they were under orders to, they had to reveal what they were doing. And they've done that with movies and everything else. They could not, they could conceal it in the way that they told it, but it had to be told. It had to be put out to the public. It could not be a totally clandestine operation, which of course, when you have a dark agenda, you'll want it to be as clandestine as possible, which is why they camouflage the truth that they put out there. They put it out there, but it's mixed with stuff. And I suspect that a lot of our holy books have been similarly confused, where there's the dark stuff in there, but there's good stuff mixed in with it. And that's probably true in all of our religions. We've got to have the wisdom and discernment to be able to wade through all that stuff. And one of the things that David Wilcock said is that the light workers, or the Red Cross, receive a certain level of protection, although he also said he had 2 bodyguards with him at the event that he was speaking at, which, if we're protected, why do we need bodyguards? I don't do bodyguards. But in any case, this Aesop's fable tells a tremendous story. And we've been brainwashed to tell the story that the elite wants to be told, that they are all powerful and in control of everything. They're not. They're not. Yes, it's been delayed. Yes, there's been disappointment after disappointment. Some of the people that had aligned themselves to make the positive changes are no longer on this planet alive, in a physical form anyway. And yet we are still here, many of us, still with the message that something is in the works that's good. And listening to David Wilcock really uplifted me. I wonder if David Icke will also say some things that are uplifting, because he tends to, again, come to the same conclusions that I have much of my life, that the Cabal is so powerful a force. But it is coming down. It's coming down from the inside. It's disintegrating from the inside. Many of the Cabal have awakened and are blowing the whistle. And it was just reported by David Wilcock that the majority of the military in the United States is trying to bring down the Cabal. That Donald Trump was actually appointed to help bring down the Cabal. And I hope that's right. I mean, I hope these things are true. You know, is it insane to have hope? Is it crazy to believe that good can come out of this mess that has been made on this planet, in the corruption and all the absolute insanity that has gone on in what we call our leadership? Most of our leadership is compromised. The majority of senators and congressmen in the United States have been compromised with pedophilia. They have been entrapped in many cases. Not all of them fell for it, but many of them did. This is all going to be exposed, and the truth is coming out. Is that true? I want it to be true. I want the global currency reset to happen. I want there to be a gold-backed currency that acts as a bridge to take us from where we have been and where we still are to where we're going. We're into hopefully a culture where we will no longer need money, because we'll be able to create whatever we need by just formulating it in our mind and creating it with talents, gifts, and abilities that have been suppressed. And we will remember who we are, and we will transform ourselves, our lives, and the world around us. And it will be a totally different world than the one that we have become so accustomed to and entrapped by, with dark elements running things, and poison of our spirits and our minds and our skin and our bodies. You know, all of that can be overcome. Hopefully, I can still look forward to positive things happening. May that be the case, and thank you for listening. Namaste.